All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. We are talking about FSBOs. And let me see. Give me a second here. All right. Awesome. I guess we're good to go. So let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know who you're with. Let me know if you are ready to start engaging and listing FSBOs. One of the more, I don't know if it's more popular, but it's something that we've had a core group of people doing this for years. And it's only gotten a lot better in the last couple of years. And the training on it is even getting better than that. So if you are ready to learn how to go after FSBOs, go ahead and type in FSBO into the comments. And keep in mind that I'm going to give you this link right here. In fact, let me do this. In our school classroom, we have a affiliate link for My Plus Leads. And the reason why I'm sharing and kind of promoting this affiliate link, if you need it, is because you can sign up with My Plus Leads using that link I just put into the chat. And you can then ask them to give you 6 months of back data into your free trial. Normally, when you sign up for a free trial, and in case you don't know, this is where you can get FSBO data. So if you need a data source for FSBOs, this is a great place to go to. And they've also got the expired. And as you know, we do 4 calls a week on expireds because there's typically more expireds and cancels than there are FSBOs. But why wouldn't you do both? All right. Why wouldn't you do both? We've got landing pages, we got PDF guides, we've got the FSBO presentation booklets. So we've got a lot of phenomenal assets that you can use to engage and list FSBOs. And that's really the name of the game. All right. When we want to go after a FSBO, we don't want to approach the FSBO telling them they're an idiot for listing themselves. Right. We know they're not going to do well. We know it's not going to be the best thing for them. But at the same time, we want to be careful and we want to be, appropriate when we talk to somebody that has already made the decision to sell themselves. All right. They're trying to save that commission. And so when we can walk in a way that's adding value, where we can make a friend, essentially, get them to trust us. And then when they're tired of pretending they're a real estate agent, then they're going to list with us. Make sense? So if you've got Red X, you may have Espresso Agent, you may look up FSBOs on Zillow, on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's a lot of free places that you can use. But if you're looking for a source for FSBO data, this is a good one. And the use of our affiliate link so that because normally in a free trial, you only get 30 days of back data. And again, especially for expireds, this is important, but FSBOs also, because when I start going after FSBOs, I want to get as many as possible, not just the ones in the last 30 days, not just the ones that I can find on Craigslist, but I want to get as many of them as possible. And so during that free trial, they will backfill, or they will add in to your account during the free trial 6 months of data. Make sense? So hopefully that makes sense. And again, it's not that I'm pushing an affiliate link per se, but only because using it will give you all the extra data that is really important. All right. Now, listings to leads, I'm going to log in. And as I mentioned, there are 3 major assets in your listings to leads account that you want to be using. All right. The first one, I think, is the landing page, which I'm going to walk through and how to use the landing page. When the landing page is created, it's going to create e-flyers, print flyers in particular, postcards, door hangers, things that we can use to engage that FSBO with. There's even a script to call them up, because when you find a FSBO, you'll typically have their name, email, phone number, the property address, and all of that stuff. And what the landing page is doing is going to offer them a free set of marketing tools for them to market their FSBO property with. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. That will automatically create the 26, 27 page branded presentation, just like the ones for the expireds. So that's going to be created automatically. And then again, the third asset, landing pages presentation, is the PDF guide. That is a great value add for FSBO, which I'll be walking you through as well. All right. So with all of that, let's go to landing pages. And let me just show you, if I use the filter by type and I select FSBO, this is an example of the FSBO landing page that you can create in about 5 seconds. It literally takes 5 seconds to create this. And when this is created, all of those other marketing tools, again, a e-flyers, print flyers, postcards, door hangers, creates other things as well that for FSBOs we don't really normally use, right? Social media post, Facebook ad, Google ad. Those are things I don't really recommend, all right, like I would for a listing or an expired. With FSBOs, it's more of a one-to-one type of thing. And so that's where the emails, the print flyers really come into play. And I will show you, if I click marketing tools, all right, so there's the ad, right? Social media post. These are things that we're just not really going to use. But the e-flyer right here, and if I click on send, and I can also click on edit, and I can edit this. What you want to do is you want to drop this into your CRM or your email program and just set it up as a template. All right, just set it up as a template. And that's the edit. Here's the preview. And you can just copy and paste this right into your CRM, right? Just copy that and just copy it, paste it into your CRM, set it up as a template, right? Call it FSBO e-flyer or FSBO invitation. And then that way, every time you've got a new FSBO, add them to your CRM and send them this email. Now, before I get into the email, let me just show you. There is a script to call the FSBO homeowner. There are print flyers. So you can either door knock the FSBO and, similar to the email, offer them a free set of marketing tools to help them get their home sold. And I'm telling you, this works so good. Selling your Folsom Heights home on your own, get free professional versions of the tools I use to sell homes. And they can scan the QR code, or they can just click and they go right to the landing page. So we want to get the email to them. We want to get the print flyer. We got the postcard. We got the door hanger. And let me show you how this works. And then I'm going to show you how to create this. This will blow your mind. All right. So, and check out that domain, Folsom Heights, FSBOsoldnow.com. So it's an awesome domain. And so the goal is to offer the FSBO homeowner a set of marketing tools. They can select what they want. And this is completely customizable. I'll show you how to do that later. And they just say, I want these tools. And then they say, okay, my name is, I'll just say Jack Black. And I'll say jackblack@gmail.com. In fact, let me just add some random numbers. There might be a Jack Black. I don't want to, you'll be like, what the hell? For an address, somebody give me a location. Well, I'll do 457. Man, I always do the same kind of stuff. Okay, there we go. Hayes Drive, Folsom, California. Phone 415-123-4567. So this is the lead, right? They got your print flyer. They clicked on the email offering the free set of marketing tools. They click And then check this out. Do you have photos of your property? Yes or no? I do. I'm the FSBO homeowner. So I'm going to load up a photo of my property. So give me a second here and so there's a picture of my property, and they can upload more, but just for this, right? Everything auto-filled. Check this out. So as the FSBO homeowner, I'm adding, check this out. I'm literally adding my property to this page, right? I can do 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 1 half, living area, 2,500 square feet. I can add custom features. I can add a property description, send property info. So you have done nothing at this point. All you've done was get the email to them. You got a print flyer, maybe the postcard, maybe the door hanger, right? And we're going to talk about all of that, but I want you just to see how this flow works. So this will come back and say, thank you for submitting your home. So it's just preparing it to send, and it will send it. And back in, check this out, back in listings to leads, you are going to get a notification, and it's going to say Jack Black just submitted or just requested a free set of marketing tools. Okay, great. So Jack Black requested marketing tools. Now what? Well, check this out. 647 Hayes Way, Folsom, California, FSBO draft. And when I click on the address, check out what happens. This is so powerful. Everything is created. Look at that. Marketing overview, 647 Hayes. That's the image. Here are links to all the marketing tools, a virtual tour. They can click the single property website. Check this out. Look at that. Completely created. It's got Jack Black's name over here, his email, his phone number. The single property website's created. Your information is not here. It's all for Jack Black. The print flyers, he can do a social media post. He can do, he's got a video script. We can just give him everything. Your signature will be at the bottom. That'll be your signature at the bottom. And all you have to do is you can either send him a copy of the draft, or you can just approve and send email. And now, with me having done nothing, all the tools are over to Jack Black. Now, what I would do is either before I do that or after I do it, or maybe even both, I would call him up. And I'll say, hey, Jack, thank you for requesting the free set of marketing tools to get your home sold. I've got your request right here, and I'm just taking a look at it. Just want to make sure everything looks good before I send it, right? Get a little bit of, again, add some value to the situation. After you have a quick call, or even if you don't, you just send it, make sure you call up afterwards. All right. Hey, Jack, just want to make sure you got all the tools to market your home with. If you have any questions, please let me know. Nothing out of my pocket. No work I had to do necessarily. All I had to do, I got the email notification from Listings to Leads. Jack Black requested the free marketing tools. I logged in. I took a quick look at it. I approved it. I sent it. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. And now I got the ability every week, I could just check in with him. And this is stuff people are doing. I can check in with him every week and just say, hey, just want to make sure everything is going well. Hey, FYI, a few homes have recently sold in the neighborhood. Here's a little bit of information. Just want to make sure you're up to date on what's going on with the market. And then, and I've heard people, they get the tools, they look at them and they go, all right, we're done with this. And they just literally go, you know what? Can you just come list my home and get it sold? We've been messing around for a week. We've been messing around for 3 weeks, right? Buyers are flaking on us. Investors are making lowball offers. We're getting all these agents calling us up with their whole, I got a buyer routine that, They all keep calling, so we know it's just, uh, something that they say to try to get us to list with them. So all of these other people are bothering the heck out of them, and you're coming along and offering value. You're offering to facilitate, right, in a way that's easy for you, no cost to you, in a way that's going to make them very, very uh, like dialed into you. Make sense? And again, this is all stuff people are doing. This is all stuff people are doing. So that right there. And so let me show you how to create a landing page and how to use those tools to get to the point where people start filling that out. So let's go to landing pages, hit the green button that says create landing page, type, drop down, just hit FSBO, landing page name. And I'm going to do Sarah, I'll do Venice, like Venice, Florida. Create landing page. It's going to cycle. And then, in fact, I should have turned off my wireless, but that's all right. So anyways, that's going to cycle through. It'll drop us right into the landing page area. Give it a second here. A little slow. I apologize. So far, so good. Do you see how powerful that is? Right? How easy it is. And let me turn off my wireless. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. But I'm still going to turn off my wireless. So check this out. Location, Venice, headline. If I click view, selling your Venice home on your own. Get free professional versions of the tools I use to sell homes. Again, all of this is customizable. The background is customizable. Look at that domain, venice.fsboagenttools.com. Phenomenal. I can edit the background. So, Venice, I just want to, looks like there might have been a little issue there. I don't know what, but regardless, I'm going to use that home. Awesome. I'm going to click save. I can change the text on the lead form, right? So all those different tools. Maybe I also want to offer walk through video, right? Maybe I want to, or maybe I want to take off something. Maybe I don't want to do the sign writers. On step 2, I can edit all of this. I got the autoresponder. If I want to change the URL, I can do that right there. And a few other items that, you can take a quick look at later. But now I need to get this in front of that FSBO homeowner. So again, you can see we got Facebook ads, we've got Google ads, we've got a social media post. All of this stuff, I'm not going to do this stuff because I don't want to come across like I'm encouraging or whatever for FSBOs, like I would an expired or a listing or down payment assistance or new construction. For FSBOs, I want to keep that more one-to-one. And so I'm going to focus on the e-flyer to send via email, the call script to call them up, and then the print flyers, postcards, and door hangers. So these are the things I'm going to focus on to reach out and touch base with them. So again, right, look at that. Selling your Venice home on your own, venice.fsboagenttools.com. Get free professional versions of the tools I use. And again, all of it's customizable. Notice right here, walkthrough video, right? That custom thing that I added. And then yard sign is off because I deleted that. So just to show you how customizable this is. And again, what I recommend, just copy this, drop it in your CRM. And then as you are adding FSBO contacts from MyPlusLeads, from RedX, from Craigslist, from Zillow, right? And you're adding them into your CRM, send the email. Send the email. That would be the first thing I do. Because the email, and let me do send test. And let me show you what that looks like. So, in fact, here, let me show you this real quick. Here is the email I got with my free set of marketing tools. So there's Jack Black. This is Scott Pierce with L to L. So, it'll have your name and your brokerage, of course. All right, look at that. Are you kidding me? Oh, I mean, come on. Looks like that image. I'll check on that image a little bit later. But here's the e-flyer. Here's the e-flyer. And this is what it will look like when the FSBO lead gets it. Right? So the FSBO lead gets the e-flyer. They get the print, and let's just click on it. Boom. You click on it. The landing page popped up in my other monitor because that's where my email is. But look at that. Selling your business home on your own. And it took us, 5 seconds to create it. Boom, just like we walked through before. So the email, we want to get the email to them. Excuse me. All right, now we want to call them up as well. All right, I want to call them up, and I'm going to give you a pro tip right here when calling them. When you call a FSBO homeowner and you offer them a free set of marketing tools. So if we look at this script, right? Hi, Karen, Scott Pierce here. I sent you an email. I sent you a postcard. I dropped off a flyer for you, offering you a free set of marketing tools, the same ones that I use as an agent in the area to get homes sold. And this is an absolute free service that I offer people in the Venice area, right? There's no strings, there's nothing attached, just absolutely free thing that I offer the homeowners in the area. And I just want to make sure that you got the email, or I just want to make sure you got the postcard. If you're talking to them, and sometimes if you're leaving a voicemail, now again, here's the pro tip for you. Sometimes they're going to say no. And what we have found out is they're saying no because they think that it's a lot of work for you to do. Okay. And that if you do all this work, you're going to expect them to reciprocate by listing with them. What we have found that works beautifully is if they say no, or if they hesitate, say this. All right. And this will potentially double the number of people that say yes to that. So maybe they say no. What you're going to do is say, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you're not totally opposed to it, let me send you a draft version that you can just take a look at. If you like them, great. If you don't, no problem. That will double the number of people. So you'll go from like 30 to 40% to like 50 to 60% easily if you do that offer for a draft version before they commit. Does that make sense? And I think psychologically we can kind of understand that. And the funny thing is, there's really no difference between draft and regular. There's no difference. No difference at all. So, right, we want to send the email, we want to call them, and then we want to send a print flyer. And if I download this print or postcard or door hanger, I like the print flyers because I can just print them up at home easily. Right? Selling your Venice home on your own. Get free professional versions. And right from their phone, they can scan it, or they can go to the URL. And the beautiful thing about the URL is what? It's so easy, and it does two things. It makes us local, and the FSBOagenttools.com, it makes us relevant. So we're local, we're relevant, right? They can see our branding on it. They can see that we are professional agents. We're not coming across like, oh, I've got buyers, right? They've heard that from half a dozen agents. You could net more if you list with an agent. They've heard that from 4 to 5 other agents minimum, right? If they wanted to list, they would have listed. Our goal is to get in a relationship with them where we are providing value in a way that doesn't really cost us anything, all right? Doesn't take a lot of time out of our day to do all of this. So we are putting ourselves in a position. And again, this is what people are doing. This is how people are converting FSBOs in a way that is way easier than a lot of these other strategies that people are doing. So I would, I might just take the print flyer, go either mail it to them or door knock, right? Either mail it or just door knock. We do have postcards and door hangers. And so you're going to see here the postcard, the door hanger. I like the door hangers a lot as well. The reason I like door hangers is I can door knock, and if they're not home, it's very easy just to put on the door. So look at that. Whatever picture I upload is going to be what's going to show up on the door hanger. So whatever picture I have for the landing page will be what shows up right there. And I've even seen people, they create a landing page for specific FSBOs. So they will actually, the landing page, instead of saying Venice, it might have said 647 Hayes Drive. And then that way it's their home right there. Just another kind of a pro strategy that I've seen people do. But we got the QR code they can scan. We got the domain, right? They go to the domain, boom. They scan the QR code, boom. They're right here. So I'm telling you, this is so powerful. There's a QR code. So if you want to create your own print flyer, your own postcard, still leveraging that landing page, you got the QR code right there. So I can download the QR code, go to Canva, go to Mailbox Power, Thanks.io, and create a postcard, create a door hanger, create a flyer that's custom, but still leveraging all the tools and the structure in listings to leads. All right. Any questions on the landing page? That is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you kind of think about it, that's a bit on the passive side. I'm going to show you how you can actually add their home to your account and actually just send them the email. Because if I'm in My Plus Leads, if I'm on Craigslist, if I'm getting their information, I've got their name, email, phone number, and property address. I can probably just download the pictures from Zillow or from Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or VRB, or not VR, not Verbo, but whatever, some of the different FSBO websites. So I can get all of that information and actually add their listing as status FSBO draft. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. But real quickly before I do, look at this. What is that? The complete marketing plan for sale by owner. That's Jack Black's name right there. That's his address. So we create this automatically because in a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, Jack Black, look at that domain, 647 Hayes Way, worldbestlisting.com. So it created the entire presentation. It's downloadable. We got the online version here that you can send via text, you can send via email, just like we do for expireds. It's got our client reviews automatically here. Right. In fact, we just got a new, I love this review. One of our clients been with us for a couple of years yesterday. I love, she said, I've tried other sources that were far more expensive, and the only leads I ever closed were from L to L. I love that. That's awesome quote. In fact, I was talking to her on Messenger. Just she pinged me, asking me to check something for her. I never spoken to her in my life, and then she essentially put that in the Facebook message comment, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, hey, I would love for you to leave us a review, and she did. It was awesome. But check this out. This was automatically created, and this is something I'm going to want to make sure I share with that FSBO homeowner. Right? Now, I may not share it right away with him. I might wait a week or two. I want to make sure that they trust me, that they know I'm here to serve them, right? All good things come from a good heart. And so if we're just here to serve them, because we know 90% of these people are not going to sell the home on their own. Buyers are going to flake, investors are bothering them, other agents are bothering them. They're not offering value. You are offering value. All right. So let me just show you, because as I mentioned earlier, you can get all the information you need to literally add their home to your account and just send the tools. Imagine that. So check this out. Add listing, manual, status. All right. Now if you're taking our expired training, you know, right? Expired. We got canceled. But right here, FSBO draft, we can go right to FSBO. But again, I like the FSBO draft because it makes them feel more comfortable. Even though the only difference is one says draft and one doesn't, they just feel more comfortable. So I would go FSBO draft, their name, Jack Black, their email, Jack, put in some random stuff, gmail.com. Right. And this is all if I'm using My Plus Leads, or even if I'm using Craigslist, or if I'm using, whatever, all of this information will be there. So I'll see their email, I'll see their phone, I'll see their name and street address. I'll just say 784 Gold Circle, Folsom, California, 95630. And I'll just add in a couple of quick things here. I mean, you get the idea, right? Again, add a property description, save and add photos. I'm going to upload the photo of their home. And before I upload this photo, well, let's just go through this. I'm going to give you a pro tip. Jordan, yeah, Jordan, of course, man. Yeah, totally. You can text this 100%. Yeah, you could text the, yeah, you just text the link to the landing page. 100%. And thank you for bringing that up. Give me 1 second and I'll walk through that in a little bit more detail. But that's another benefit of that URL being so short and, structured like it is. So it says Venice. And there's like 4 or 5 domains. FSBO sold now, FSBO sold fast, FSBO selling tools, right? There's like 4 or 5 domains. And that looks amazing in a text message because the FSBO homeowner is going to get it. And immediately they're going to go, oh, local, FSBO tools, awesome, right? And they can just click it right from the text message and the landing page comes up. The landing page is completely mobile responsive. It works perfect on mobile. Awesome. Thank you for bringing that up. And I really need to mention that more because we do talk about that with expireds. And I make sure that's one of the big things we do talk about. But yeah, I'll get back to that in a minute. But I want to check this out. This picture right here, it looks great. Let me just click through, save and start marketing, right? And again, here we go. FSBO draft. And now I could just send it because I got his email in My Plus Leads or Craigslist or wherever. I got his email. Boom. Just I'm going to send it to him. How cool would that be? And then I call up Jack Black and I say, hey, Jack, this is Scott Pierce with XYZ Realty here in Venice, Florida. And I saw that you're selling your home as a FSBO. I went ahead and sent you a set of marketing tools that you could use to sell your home for absolutely no cost. They're in a draft format because I just want to, I don't want to presume that you want them. So they're in draft format. If you like them, let me know, and then I can make it live. Now, to the average person, again, they're already everything's working in draft. They can see the property website, they can see the print flyers, they can see everything, right? But it'll say draft on it, right? And so they'll have to come back to you, email, text, or phone and say, hey, thank you so much, da da da. And again, I've had people tell me at that point, they just go, I appreciate your offer, but listen, we're actually been trying to sell for a month and we're getting just, hammered by all these other random, agents and investors. We're tired of it. Could you just come and talk to me about maybe getting the home sold? And I've literally have had people tell me right at this point that happens. So, I mean, that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome, right? Here's the property website, right, with that home. But let me show you something, and I hope you'll take this for. I hope you'll get this. A lot of the times, this is what a FSBO home looks like. They don't know the car shouldn't be there. They don't know the trash can shouldn't be there. They don't know to take the picture on a nice blue day. They Most FSBOs, right? They're one step below the agents that take photos with with their phone, right? Well, they're maybe 2 or 3 steps below most of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time, you're going to be seeing homes like this up on Zillow or up on whatever website, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. It's going to look like this. This is what it looks like when they post pictures. Now, if you want to go take a picture of the home, go feel free to do it. But check this out. I just dropped that into chat, and I got this. Doesn't Now that's not perfect. In fact, now I see actually I'm missing a window there. That's a little odd. 99% of the time, and I'll just say, hey, you are missing the window that should be above the window on the second floor above the main oh my gosh, windows. Please fix. This is not going into the MLS. This if I do it this way, this may not be the photos I end up this won't be the photos I end up using to let them market their home with. But what am I doing? I'm showing them a way better version of marketing than what they are doing. I'm adding value, right? I'm showing, hey, I know you think being a real estate agent's kind of easy, right? And that we really don't earn our money. And I wouldn't even say it. I would just take that photo and I would actually just do it. So again, my point here is if you get substandard photos of their home off of whatever website they're listed on, if you go this route, think about running it through an AI program, Nano Banano, Chat GPT, whatever you got, and just get a nice clean version. Okay. I would say probably half the time at least, you're going to find the photos for a FSBO home are pretty garbage, right? They're pretty garbage. And right, I mean, you've all seen this kind of thing, right? Hey, we're selling our home. Hey, we're selling our home as FSBO. Here's what it looks like. It's like, all right, there's a reason why you know, there we go. There's that window. Much better. And again, I'm just doing this to get their attention. If they do come back and say, hey, yeah, we want the free set of marketing tools, then I may just say, hey, that's great. I saw the photos that you have online. They just didn't look the best. And I really want to make sure that if you're trying to get your home sold, that you got at least really good pictures. We take professional photos for our listings, but I understand you're trying to save money. Can you take a picture of your home with no cars in the driveway and when it's sunny out? Okay. And that'll really show up a lot better. Or if you like, I can come by and take the photos if you're open to doing that. It's up to you if you want to do that. But again, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to establish a relationship. I'm trying to establish value with these people because there's very good chance of a $5,000 to $10,000 paycheck coming out of this. Now, they're not expired or canceled to the point where they would likely work with an agent, right? Expires and cancels typically relist with an agent. But here's the thing, FSBOs do too. It's just a different path. All it is a different path. And so if we can add value, if we can create a relationship, we're going to be in a position to get a $4,000 to $5,000 check in the next few months. Make sense? All right. So to Jordan Murray's question, which I absolutely thank you for asking it because I didn't have it in my mind to mention as I normally do, but I should have. If you click view, right, there's my landing page. Just copy that landing page into a text message if you want, right? Hey, 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 Jack. That sounds so funny when I say it. Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack, I see you're selling 456 Hayes Drive as for sale by owner. I would love to offer you a free set of marketing tools to get that home sold. Boom. Right. Here's the link. And then I might do a second message, totally free, no strings, just a service I offer local homeowners. And I like the word just because I want to convey to them that, you're not asking too much of me. All right. This is because, again, if they feel like, oh my God, you're going to have to go out of your way and it's going to be all of this work, well, then obviously what? You're going to expect something from me, and you're going to expect me to pay you money, maybe. They don't know. So I want to make sure the words I'm using and the way I'm approaching this is, kind of chill, right? Not too, I don't want to say not too aggressive. That's not the right word. But I just want to make them comfortable with the offer. And that's where, again, if they hesitate, like if Jack were to come back and say, no thanks, then I would come back, text, email, phone with, I totally understand. Would you be totally opposed to me sending you just a draft version for you just to take a look at? But what are they going to say? No? They could. Some people do. They just don't want to deal with you. But here's what I would do. I would repeat that offer every week or two, right? I might follow up. I might put a recurring reminder, right? Every 10 days in my CRM. Check, see if Jack's still trying to get his home sold. Call him up, email, text. Hey, Jack, saw you haven't gotten your home sold yet. I just want to make sure you understand that offer is still valid. And again, I can send it as draft. There's no strings, absolutely free service. Just something I want to do, or just something I do for the local homeowners in the area, right? It's awesome. It's so awesome. And again, just like before, right? There's our flip book for the new home. Jack Black, 784 Gold Circle. So at some point, I may send this to them. And I can send this via text, via email. I can print it. The PDF is right here, right? Download, right? Download PDF, download JPEG, flipbook. There's even a landing page. Sometimes people like to send the landing page. Hey, if you'd like to see my, again, after a couple of weeks, whatever it is, hey, Jack, if you'd like to see the marketing plan that I've got, right? Here, take a look at it. So yeah, this presentation is phenomenal. And here's what's really powerful. Check this out. Let's say Jack comes back and he goes, Scott, you know what? And again, this happens. Scott, you know what? Yeah, dude, we're tired of selling as FSBOs. We're getting just killed. We wanted to be gone by May, and it doesn't look like it because we've had showings. The buyers don't show up. They try to offer us. We're selling it for 888,000. They're trying to offer us 700,000, and it's just can you come over and talk to us about what you would do to get our home sold? All right, something like that. Check this out. You see that little drop down right there where it says for sale by owner? What am I going to do if they do that? I'm going to change it to listing presentation. Now it's going to regenerate. It takes about a minute and a half. And now I've got the listing presentation, flip book, and PDF. And then when they're ready to sell, when I sign them, right, for to list their property, I can go to coming soon. And I can mark and I can upload, I can update the photos, I can update the information. So I can update everything right here. And I can go all the way through from FSBO draft to FSBO to listing presentation to coming soon to just listed to open house to pending to sold. And people do that. They do that in Listing Leads where they go through the whole cycle from FSBO draft to just sold. And then what happens after that? You get a nice check All right. You get a nice check, four to five four to five numbers long, right? 5,000, 10,000, right? Whatever that check is, boom, you got another home sale. All right. So far, so good. Everyone, are we good? Last thing I'm going to mention here real quickly, and I got to go. I got about 5 minutes. I got another call to get onto with a client, but PDF guides, right? Jordan, are we good so far in all of this? Do you see the power of this? And hey, if you got other things that you're doing for FSBOs, integrate this into what you're doing. All right. You can still, you may have another coach, you may have another strategy that you're also implementing. This can work with all of that. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't, this is what you want to be doing for sure. All right. Last thing here under PDF guides, type in FSBO and the FSBO the FSBO PDF is going to come up. Again, I'm not doing an ad. I'm not doing social media stuff. I'm not even going to do like a short video, right? I'm not, this is FSBO. It's a different animal altogether. But similar to the landing page, we've got an e-flyer that you can drop into your CRM to send. And this is in, the PDF is actually in Spanish and English. We got a call script to call them up and say, hey, just want to offer, make sure you got my PDF for FSBO sold right, just to walk through some of the things that you want to be thinking about as a homeowner selling as for sale by owner. We got the print flyers. So if I can download this. And so maybe they don't reach out to us as on the offer, right? I know people that will do this. They'll do that print flyer or postcard or door hanger, right? And again, we got the email, e-flyer for your database, print flyers, postcards. And we even got the QR code. So if I want to create my own postcard or my own door hanger or my own print flyer somewhere else, I can do that. Take the QR code, drop it in there, and offer the PDF guide. So again, it's just, what are we trying to do? Again, we're trying to offer value. We're trying to establish a relationship. We don't want to come across the same as all these other agents that are calling them up. All right. Hey, you're an idiot. Don't you know that people make more money selling with an agent? You're just going to piss them off. That's what you're going to do. All right. Or if you do the, hey, I've got a buyer. You're right. Great. Why haven't you called to bring them over? Just bring them over. Right. Why are you telling me you got buyers? Why are you not calling me to ask me, when can I bring my buyer over? Right. So you're not the first person that's going to be calling them with that spiel, with that shtick. But you might just be the first person to call them with an offer. And then again, don't let the first no dissuade you. Even if they say no to the draft, I would still call them up in 10 days. I would keep checking. The home is still for sale. You haven't got it sold yet. Hey, Jack, I see that your home has been on, we talked last week, but hey, I see you're still trying to get your home sold as FSBO. And Jack, listen, I understand it. I totally get it. The free set of marketing tools I'm offering, absolutely free. There's no cost to you, dude. Let me just go ahead and send it to you as a draft. Take a look at it. If you like it, great. If you don't, no problem, right? Because when they see them, right, and maybe even not right away, maybe it's a couple of days. Just you keep following up like any other lead, like any other type of lead, expired, FSBO, seller, buyer, right? It's in the follow-up. We want to stay in front of them. All right. Any other questions for me? I'm telling you, FSBO is one of my favorite. It's just, it's easy. It's easy. FSBO people are kind of nuts sometimes. And so we're going to meet all sorts of people, right? We meet all sorts of people, but there's always going to be some of those FSBOs that have the best intention. Who doesn't want to save money? I totally get it, right? A real estate agent is expensive and, in one way. But I tell you, we even had in a Facebook, a Facebook neighborhood group. Someone came through and they're like, hey, my kids are selling their home. They have someone that wants to buy it. how can we do this without a real estate agent? And I even got in there. A lot of people did. And they said, listen, even if you find your own buyer, you still want an agent involved, because inspections, the escrows, the negotiations, all the counter offers that are going to happen, right? Especially as a seller, but as a buyer as well. If you don't have an agent, you're legally, exposing yourself, and that's just not a good thing, right? Now, I'm not going to get into all that with a FSBO, right? All I want to do right now is just get them a free set of marketing tools, right? Let them, play real estate agent for a little bit, and then realize, oh, yeah, you know what? Maybe Jordan is the person I need to get my home sold. And then, like I showed you, you're going to have the presentation ready. You don't have to do anything. It's just going to be sitting there. And if I want to send it to them as the for sale by owner plan, or if I want to change it from for sale by owner to listing presentation, I can do that, and get that listing and get it sold to make some money. All right. I'm out of here. Any last minute questions from anybody? Please go ahead and click on that link if you don't mind. I love the feedback. All right. I want to make sure that I'm providing you all value, because there's no point in me sitting here yapping if you're not getting something from it. And I want to hear your feedback when you start implementing this. Give me the good, give me the bad. All right. Give me your successes. Get it into the Facebook Mastermind group. And just last thing, I'll show you how to get to the Facebook Mastermind group if you don't know. Go to Marketing Calendar, Resources, and here's our YouTube, Instagram, which I highly recommend, and Facebook. Just click on the green button. If you are not a client yet, go ahead and just join, and we'll get you accepted. And get in here and start posting. Let me know how you're doing. And this is actually a great post. So if you haven't seen this post, this would be phenomenal. She created this landing page. She even put the post that she did in the mastermind group here, so you can see the actual post. So here was the post, and she's already getting leads for free. How awesome is that? Here's the landing page. So she created the landing page herself. It's so easy. Send me the guide, boom, bada bing. And so she's getting leads just posting a landing page in some of the different Facebook groups in her area, which I thought was absolutely awesome. All right. Get to work, take action. You could literally have relationships with FSBOs this week. It's Thursday afternoon for a lot of you. In the next 24 hours, you could have 2 to 3 to 4 FSBOs, all right, that you're in communication with. Now, they're not going to be in your pipeline right away, but as they move through, they will get into your pipeline. You will start listing them, and you're going to start making a lot more money. So get out of here, take action, and again, get into the mastermind group and let me know what's going on. Okay. Talk to you soon.